Right? But are you overwhelmed with how to design your yard? Well, help is here. We brought an expert landscape designer, Ryan Watkins, and he has easy design tips that all of us can do at home, right?
Absolutely.
Good to have you.
Nice
Such a pleasure to talk to an
having me.
expert. So my problem is I go to the nursery and I like everything and I just get this and this and this and I get home and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Absolutely.
And my yard reflects that.
Lots of people do that.
So you have some quick tips, and the first one, the 4 T's of landscape design.
Yeah, it's a quick, easy way to get going when you're thinking about landscape design. The first T is tier.
Okay.
And what I mean by tier is small, medium, large, leading up to your home, garage, whatever area you're trying to design. So you can see there the drift roses are in the front, the sunshine ligustrums in the back. So small, medium, large, we get that.
Okay.
The second T is going to be texture. And by texture, I mean the big kind of glossy green leaf mixed with your serrated leaf, things that are going to give a nice little contrast. The third is time. And what I mean by time is spring, summer, fall, winter, plants change.
Okay.
The garden changes.
Yeah.
So you want to think about what's going to be flowering in spring, what's going to be flowering in fall, and try to spread that out. The other part of time is really about how many hours of sun does your space get.
Okay.
So you can find the right plant, for the right place. And the fourth T is tone, and that's about theme. What does your house feel like? What is the architecture style of your home?
And I know you sent that picture right there, the tone. And if you look closely, is that a dinosaur?
The dinosaur,
in the front?
isn't
I
that
love
fun?
That.
Yeah, and this particular client was just really whimsical, and even though she had a formal, traditional downtown Charleston home, she wanted to throw in some really beautiful artwork, so she's got the dinosaur in there.
And it goes with the kids. It kind of, when you come to the front door, it establishes like kids live here. It's kind of a looser, more fun
Don't take it too
right?
seriously.
Yeah.
Have fun, absolutely.
So when we decide on these two, I know you brought 2 plants that you say, are these must-haves for the Charleston garden?
Well, one is, they're both must-haves, I think. One of them is brand new. I want to start with the Encore Azalea.
Okay.
The Encore Azalea has been out for a while. There's 30 varieties of Encores. So when people hear the word azalea, they're thinking about the traditional, maybe grandmother's azalea. This is not that. This only gets 2.5 to 4.5 foot high, and it takes full sun, unlike the traditional azalea, which wants shade. And it blooms 3 times a year.
That's good.
Spring,
so not just
summer, fall, you're getting flowers.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's really nice.
Are these hard to find, or is this
No,
something?
no, you can get them at local nurseries and garden centers.
So nice that it's not that big, and nice that you get multiple blooms out
That's
of it.
right.
And what's this one over here?
So this is the Sunshine Ligustrum, which, as you can see, is beautiful, bright, adds a real big pop of color to your garden. And it's brand new, and what I like about this plant also is it gets 3 to 4 feet. So the Encore Azalea you can tier in the front, as we talked about, and the Sunshine Ligustrum you can tier in the back. So you've got the 2 different kind of textures and colors and contrast.
So when you talk about tiers, you said shorter in the front, taller in the back.
Yeah.
Within those 4 T's, the time, the texture, the tone, where do we start? Do we start with the tier when we plan?
Yeah, so I think the first thing to think about is the time, actually.
Okay,
so how many hours of sun does the space get? Is this a 4-hour space? Is it an 8-hour blazing hot sun, south side? And then you can find the right plant for the right space. As you said, a lot of people will go in, they'll see something flowering, they'll grab it, they'll take it home, they'll plant it, unfortunately, in the wrong space.
Yeah.
6 months later, the plant's dying or degrading, and they have to move it again, and they get discouraged. So I would encourage you to find a seasoned gardener, pair up with somebody, a buddy, find a professional designer or local nursery and garden center, and get some information.
Is that the biggest mistake most of us make, is not looking at the amount of sunlight that our area gets?
The 2 things I think are, one is the sun, the second is the size. So back to the tiering part. Some people think, well, this plant is very little now, so I'm going to put it in a little space. 5 years from now, it's 15 foot. Whoops.
Yeah, oops.
So
5 years from now, you're hacking it down, digging it out.
Right.
We're running out of time, but fall, good time to get in the garden, too?
Yes, fall is one of the absolute best times to be in the garden. It's cooler and the plants love it.
All right, Ryan,
So
such a pleasure to have you. We need to
Yes.
get you back on. We love gardening here at Lowcountry Live. Up next, we're switching to food. We've got details on the Arc of Taste, and we are giving away free tickets to their happy hour. That's coming up in just 3 minutes. Stick with us.